look at this content. Do not consume with any serious mind or any serious concentration, just for laugh. That's going to be the only warning prescription when you want to consume Tifnumbu's content. Don't try to understand them. Or maybe you can. You know, some of us get strong mind past ourselves. You'll be a strong person. Because that's how I felt, right? Even though I don't understand Igbo this much. I know I have enough people who speak Igbos here. Who speak Igbo here. When I saw the chief imam, or it's not chief imam or something, but it's actually like an imam from somewhere in Enugu. And it was when I was putting together the stuff around this Hajj fraud. I don't know if Enugu government also paid imams or paid the Muslims in the eastern part of Nigeria to go to Mecca. But it is the same process when I was trying to just try to understand this context and all that. But I'm going to drop any because me of any migraine. Please, nah. If you are here and you can understand this far, help me. I've been trying to, and this is the only place I could probably get the correct what he's saying. Here is Lemomu Enugu.
Gbadoro Islam n'enu ya. Ọrụ Hajj bụ otu n'ime ya. Yanwa bụ na ọ dị oke mkpa onye Muslim ọbụla nwere uchu na ohere. Nekwa arụ siri ike onye ahụ ga-eji gaa ọrụ Hajj. Onye ahụ gba mbọ gaa ọrụ Hajj. Chineke na-agwa anyị n'ime akwụkwọ nsọ Al-Qur'an sị وَأَذِّنْ فِي النَّاسِ بِالْحَجِّ يَأْتُوكَ رِجَالًا وَعَلَى كُلِّ ضَامِرٍ يَأْتِينَ مِنْ كُلِّ فَجٍّ عَمِيقٍ. Chineke na-agwa anyị n'ime okwu ya dị nsọ n'ime Al-Qur'an si وَأَذِّنْ فِي النَّاسِ gị gbasara ndị mmadụ ozi ọma nke ọrụ Hajj. Gwa ndị mmadụ n'oge ọrụ Hajj erugo, n'oge ọrụ Hajj ebidogo. Ya'tuka rijalan na ndị mmadụ ga-eji ọkwa na-abịa ịga ọrụ Hajj. Wa ala kulli dhamirin ụfọdụ n'ime ha ga-anya ihe ọnyịnya bịa rụọ ọrụ Hajj. Ihe ọnyịnya dị iche n'iche. Oge gboo ihe ọnyịnya aji aga ọrụ Hajj bụ anyịnya ogodo nyanwa bụ camel maọbụ anyịnya ọsọ nyanwa bụ horse maọbụ ndị ọzọ ji ụgbọala ma ụgbọ mmiri aga ọrụ Hajj. Kịta ọ dịgo mfe ihe aji aga ọrụ Hajj kịta bụ ụgbọelu nke na-efe efepụ ọsọ nke ukwuu. Ụmụnne m ndị nke Chineke na-agwa anyị sị min kulli fajjin amik na ndị mmadụ ga-esite na obodo dị nso na obodo dịkwa tere aka, obodo dị tụtụtụ bịa rụọ ọrụ Hajj. Ọ bụ na ịkpọkọ na ha oke ọrụ Hajj. Nyanwa mere na onye isi anyị bụ imam, onye ndu ekpere anyị wepụtara isiokwu a were ya wee mee okwuchukwu na ụbọchị Jumaa gara aga ka ọ gwa anyị na anyị abanyego na oge eji arụ ọrụ Hajj. Isiokwu o ji mee nyanwa bụ okwuchukwu bụ nnọọ na anyị nwa bụ ndị Muslim abatago n'oge aji arụ ọrụ Hajj. Ụmụnne m ndị nke Islam, ụmụnne m ndị nke Chineke, anyị nwee egwu Chukwu n'elu anyị oge niile. Egwu Chukwu dịrị anyị n'obi ka anyị na-arụ ọrụ maka Chineke, na-eme ihe ọma otu o si masị Chineke, ka anyị na-achọ mmasị nke Chineke oge niile n'ihe anyị na-eme. Chineke na-agwa anyị n'ime akwa ya bụ Al-Qur'an sị liyashhadu manafi'a lahum, n'ihe ji aga ọrụ Hajj ka ndị mmadụ ga ka ha were anya ha wee fụ ihe ọma Chineke mere n'ime ndụ ha, ka ha were anya ha wee fụ ihe ọma nke siri ike Chineke mere na ebe ha nọ. Manafi'a lahum wa yadhkuru isma Allahi fi ayyamin ma'dudat, ka ha ga-agakwa ebe ahụ too Chineke bunye aha ya elu, maka na Chineke bụ onye a ga-ebunye aha ya elu too ya, maka na ọ bụ onye mmamma. Anyị ga-eto ya mmamma o meela na ihe ọma Chineke nyere anyị site na uchu nke ụwa anyị ji n'aka na-egbo mkpa, nakwa ihe ọma nke Chineke nyere anyị ụmụ anụmanụ dị iche n'iche, nakwa ihe ọzọ dị iche n'iche, arụ siri ike na ike Chineke nyere anyị anyị ji na-akpa ike n'elu ụwa. Ihe a niile bụ ihe ọma Chineke nke Chineke na-agwa anyị n'ime Qur'an sị wa in ta'uddu ni'matallahi la tuhsuha, na ọ bụ na ịgụba ihe ọma Chineke mere n'ime ndụ gị, chi ga-abọ mana ịgụchabe ya. Ụmụnne m ndị nke Chineke, wa at'imul ba'isal faqir, Chineke na-agwa anyị sị fakulu minha unu gaa ịrụ ọrụ hajj, arụcha ọrụ hajj na a ga-eme ihe ịchụ àjà, a ga-eji nwa atụrụ wee chụọ àjà. Otu a rụzara ọrụ hajj, ijiri ihe chụọ àjà, ịgba mbọ ka inyetu ndị enwero ihe a ga-eri, inyetu ha. So oge hajj na-akụzikwana anyị na-ewepụta aka na-enyere ndị mmadụ aka, nyere ndị agbata obi gị aka, maka na ọ bụ oge pụrụ iche Chineke ji aza ekpere, Chineke ji emere ndị mmadụ ihe ọma, nabata gị. Chineke ga-enwe olileanya ọma ebe ị nọ. Ịgba mbọ wepụta ihe ị nwere nyere ndị mmadụ aka, nyere onye nwere, onye ogbenye, onye ọ kọrọ, inye ya ka onye ahụ nwee tu ya ọ ga-eji rie ekwe nri, ya ọ ga-eji gbokwe mkpa nke ya n'elu ụwa ahụ, makwa nyekwara onye ahụ.
I think I should save us the rest, okay? The African Walla said it feels strange to see an Igbo preach Islam. No, there is a part of Enugu. I think Unsuka. Is it Unsuka or what part of Enugu where you really have Igbos who are like, and now they are in Unsuka, and I've never, for once, heard that they've ever been attacked until recently. That Bokwari came and then further divided the people, and a lot of people are just wondering. Like even some Igbos are like so surprised, like no, never. By day, people are existing. Nobody cares about what you are up to until Bokwari came, and when Bokwari came, decided to focus on exterminating the Igbos. It put everybody on the edge. And a lot of people were just like, if I say this one the craze, who be this madman? There must never be any Islam in this or that, but it's been there for years that people have been coexisting. Around that time, people like say the guy himself can't use social media, that even got people more angrier. Because to them, it was like he was seeking an attention, an approval from the Fulani North in the midst of what could be called systemic war against the Igbos. It was around that time he kept posting on social media, oh, our life is in danger. They are threatening us. But they've been there for years. Nobody just kind of like lived their life. All this story of the Igbos will never send their land to you or send allow Islam. There are mosques in the eastern part of Nigeria. People lived in their way in a way that, it wasn't really a big thing until Bokwari came. And institutionalized the hatred, institutionalized the division, and the religious supremacy, ethnic supremacy, tribal jingoism or tribal supremacy became a thing of the day. And that lasted for 8 years. Only God knows what's going to be your situation after Tifnumbu's 8 years, if it lasts that long. The damages done by Bokwari for 8 years cannot be repaired. The division brokered by Bokwari and APC in 8 years in Nigeria can never be matched together. Add that of Tifnumbu. And you can tell when people like us tell you that break up this shithole now and save lives, because they no get future. APC, Egbekegbe, the party of hate, the party of division, they came to power and suddenly, they supposed that Igbo Muslims are not safe because they also feel like you are just like an internal traitor that could possibly be used. These guys are threatening us, killing us, and using the institution in the country to annihilate us, all because we will never bow for them and their own whatever God, right? This is us. This is it. Nobody should pretend that it's not happening. So if somebody like you now turn around and just throw it at our faces, then who made that happen? Bokwari and APC. That's why you must never, for any reason, support or defend anything APC, because you have no idea what you are supporting. You are supporting a cult group, a deadly, horrible set of human beings who thrives in blood of innocent people. Like they thrive seeing your blood spilled, seeing you hate yourselves, divide yourself and attack yourselves. That is where they derive their strength. They use everything against you, everything. So that guy was preaching about people going to Mecca and the benefit of going and why you shouldn't go if you don't have the money. It is not compulsory that you have to go. Even the only people that should go are those who can afford it. Okay, don't feel bad if you cannot afford to go to Mecca. Just continue your your practice of Islam, and the day that you have enough to do that, you can go. Is beneficial and all that stuff he was preaching. It wasn't kind of inciting anything, and that was months ago, by the way, about 4 months ago. Okay. It's unfortunate. So yeah, we are here now. This is where we are now. Okay. Where all of us, we know that we don't like ourselves anymore. Like maybe we didn't like ourselves a lot for so long, right? But they managed to bury some things that they never believed that bad governance and APC, Egbekegbe, will make us kind of unearth. So a lot of things that they thought were buried remain buried about Nigeria. They are now no longer buried. And right now, even if we are laughing with ourselves, if you are doing all of that, it's pretty much obvious that many of us, the contrapted, people inside that contraption, we can't really wait to kill ourselves once we have the opportunities. Don't let us pretend about that, okay? And that is why we are saying, instead of killing ourselves to see who is more stronger, who has more this or that, how about we sit together and discuss this unholy union and decide if we still want to be together or not, okay? And we are saying this, it's better we do that now before all of us end up in China or Chinese labor camp or any other labor camp for that matter in the future. So yesterday, the news of the confiscation of Nigeria's presidential jet in France was actually the trending news. It was so massive enough that the government of Ogun State had to issue a public apology to the government of Nigeria, Tifnumbu, personally, and then partially to the rest of Nigerians. And it was like a shock. They pretended that it was a shock to them, right? That a Chinese company will go and secure a court judgment in faraway France just to confiscate the properties of Nigeria for a debt that only one state, Nigeria have 36 states, including, what do you call it? Give me a circle. Yeah, including, wait, I've actually mixed something up there anyway. Yeah, I'll continue. So what happens is that Nigeria has 36 states plus FCT, okay? Now, one of them, Ogun State, the supposed fourth richest states in Nigeria by IGR, by revenue. It's also one of the poorest states in human capital development generally. So they had a deal in 2001. And let me give you the timeline of the whole story now, okay? In 2001, they had a deal. And that deal was between between Nigeria and China. Obasanjo was president then. And Oshoba was the governor of Ogun State. Ogun State kind of agreed with the Chinese investors to set up a free trade zone, Ogun Free Trade Zone, which was just going to be like an independent zone where all Chinese businesses with Nigeria or that part of Nigeria could go through and then end up in China. But in 2001, this particular firm was given in that area, right? They got over 690 hectares of land. Multiply that 690 by 6. So practically we're looking at 2,900 hectares of land. It is like a whole town. Yeah. A whole town of maybe about 400,000 people who settle down in that place. That was the land given to them, Awori land. the people of Igbesa and all these places, they are the owners of the land. No compensation, no nothing. But Chinese investors paid Ogun State. They paid federal government. Because the federal government, who happen to be the guarantor, the mental, whatever, right? They are the ones who stand in for the Nigerian businesses. Chinese, government who stood in for the Chinese businesses. So at that high level bilateral stuff, that was when they struck the deal. But nothing happened on that land until 2009. When, in fact, it was actually like a 2010, when Benga Bewiri Daniel was governor. So he finally sort of made them start something, so to say, by the Chinese counterpart appointing the you will call the the group managing director for a company called Zhuhai Zhongfu Industrial Group. So the person who was handling that was appointed as the what do you call it? Was appointed as the head of the Ogun Guangdong Free Trade Zone back then. So which means they paid for their own portion of the land to the Ogun State government, who never paid any compensation to the landowners. 23 years ago, thereabout. Then in 2011, they said that Zhongshan set up a local entity called Zhongfu International Investments. So, like I said, they are the ones who are like to handle and manage the entire space by then. Okay, so the Chinese firm started construction. They started building this, building that, everything that they needed. It was meant to be an industrial hub or free trade zone where everything that happened in there is not going to be taxed. But it's going to create jobs. It's going to create a local economy and an economy for the local people there. It was a great idea, sort of. But it was the politicians' way of robbing the people, pretending that they wanted to help them. So in 2012, that was 2012. Finally, they appointed. Okay, hang on. By 2011, Irokunle Omomoshi became the governor that replaced Daniel. Then he struck his own deal and said, I'm the one in charge now. They have to talk to me. So they paid him too in order to continue this stuff. So this company now appointed another interim manager to manage this their new city they are building. They paid for it. We are yet to confirm how much they paid, but we'll get to that one. So they said in 2016, after, you see all this while, right? They were building, they've started their business as well. Okay. Then by 2016, 4 years after Irokunle Amosun struck a new deal, got his own chair, his own court. About the Alaye just changed the game in 2016. First, they arrested all the Chinese there working in that place. In those industries, all those factories, they arrested all of them. Almost before they know him, Nigeria, then Bokwari was the president, right? So Nigeria canceled all their visas. They arrested them. The next thing, they deported them. Kilo happened because Ogun State government has cancelled the agreement that they signed together in 2001. Amosun cancelled it. And the Bokwari's government cancelled their visa. It was like they robbed them. It's like come and build these things, and then we will just take everything from them and chase them away. Just like that. But not just like that. So they deported them, they sent them away and all of that stuff. I don't know what happened to those properties or those in the industry they built. I don't know what happened to that one, in that their free trade zone. but it's probably dead now. Nothing is happening there. And if there's anything, probably skeletal. But the people didn't go away. So they approached courts, the court of arbitration. And the court of arbitration is the same all over the world. If you sue, you can sue any company anywhere in the world, especially if you go to the UK or you go to the US. So they went to the UK. And Nigeria went there too. Yeah, Bokwari August. They sent lawyers to go and say what they did was right in 2016. So by 2021, the UK court ruled. Magbo, on the 26th of March, 2021, the tribunal shared by Lord Neuberger, the former president of the United Kingdom Supreme Court, ruled that Nigeria breaches its obligation under the China-Nigeria bilateral trade agreement and issuing a final award of $55,675,000 in addition to an interest of, they believe that their business could have fetched them money if these politicians didn't truncate that for no reason, right? So they could have gained. So the court they got ordered a $9.4 million interest added to that money. They also said 2.82,864,000 pounds sterling, right? That Nigeria must pay that to Zhongshan, the company. And the total was put at $74 million in 2021. Mind you, that wasn't the first time that the properties of Nigeria, or this is not the first time that this company is going after the properties of Nigeria. Now, because they went after the presidential jet, that's why, that is why it seems to be the loudest now, right? Listen, sometimes, right, in 2020, they said, even though, like I said, they sent lawyers, but effort to try to stop the case failed. They lost. Remember that. Then last year, in 2023, they said, Nigeria now put up a case of the properties of Nigerian government have immunity all over the world. Yeah, some of you are already reading all the nonsense from Tifnumbu and Co. They argued that in the UK court last year. They told the UK court that we are a country, we are a government. Even if we owe money, our properties abroad, they have immunity. They lost. Or to lose, They lost that argument in the same UK court that you know something, They said that, and this was in fact, let's roll it backward. Before the final judgment in 2020, before the judgment in 2021, in 2022, before their appeal that they attempted in 2023 to claim that they had immunity, properties of Nigeria have immunity in 2023. Now, in 2022, right, UK courts ruled that Nigerian property in Liverpool, Nigeria get two properties for Liverpool. And they were supposed to be the old embassy of Nigeria in the UK 34 years ago. That Liverpool embassy of Nigeria used to work. But the property is still there. The other one is already like dilapidated. It's like already falling apart. They've not put it to use in the last 34 years. These people, these Chinese people, they found the property in the UK. They've taken it over. I don't know if you know that. Just to claim part of this their money. So Nigeria now said, embassy, the embassy of Nigeria on the foreign land, it has immunity. That was in 2022. Immunity. Immunity from what? So those two properties have already been claimed by this Chinese company. So when the Chinese company now heard that, since Bokwari used to go to the UK. So in 2023, they filed for an appeal to say they have immunity. They should stop this company from taking the properties of Nigeria. They don't have any plan of paying their money or anything. No, they said they were trying to settle out of court. What do you want to settle out of court? These people have lost money. You said they should come and invest in your country. They signed the agreement. Somehow, you just canceled it. No explanation, no nothing. Like you do in Nigeria, like we'll rob them. Nothing will happen. Anyway, since Tifnubu know they come UK, now France in they go. The company now went to a French company, a French court. They also went to an American court. All this thing where you dey hear now, it don't happen since 2016. This whole thing that you are now hearing, and some of you are going to be like, hey, why is that? No. It's been ongoing since 2016. It's one of the Oribrukus that Bokwari APC did to you in that contraption. Now the judgment time, they hear the judgment now. So they said this one, they call UK. This one now France and they go. So then chase and go France. Discover that 3 presidential jets are parked on parked at the Paris airport. 3 presidential jet, Nigeria presidential jet, 3 parked at one of them is going through, is brand new. They're supposed to be a brand new, but now refurbished Tokumbo, Aluku. So it's going through what they call they are customizing it, Sha. So they went to court in France, and France said, yeah, you can take the planes. Do you like the planes? Say yes. Is that not too much more than your money? We don't care. We want the planes. Okay, take them. That's the news you heard. In America, they already secured another judgment. When Nigeria tried to stop them, there are 2 steps. Sorry, they secured another judgment in the US. The one that allowed them also that they have the rights. You see, I give the pre 22nd, 2024. Decided on the 9th of August, 2024. Here is